You're watching DX Recaps, the place where we break down movies fast, clear, and spoiler-packed. Whether you missed it, forgot it, or just want a quick refresh, we've got you covered. Let's get into the story. In late 2007, the Iraq War is finally winding down. President Bush has already declared victory, and rebuilding operations are underway. Sergeant Matthews and his spotter, Sergeant Isaac, are sent to inspect a pipeline construction site deep in the Iraqi desert. Every American worker at the site has been killed, and their mission is to identify who did it before new workers are deployed. The two soldiers hide among bushes and stones under the scorching sun, watching the site for any movement. 20 long hours pass without anything happening. Matthews grows frustrated and starts to believe there are no Iraqi fighters left. Based on the scattered bodies, he thinks the attack must have been carried out by a team that has already left. But Isaac disagrees, pointing out there are no signs that a large group ever passed through. And since all the workers were killed with precise headshots, he believes it may be the work of the legendary Iraqi sniper Juba. Matthews finds it hard to believe anyone could kill so many people in under 30 seconds. Eventually, Matthews loses patience. He decides to move in for a closer look, telling Isaac to cover him. Isaac explains his rifle scope has become blurry, and Matthews teases him for not replacing it, though Isaac keeps it, because it belonged to a fallen comrade. Matthews moves from corpse to corpse, inspecting each one. The headshot wounds confirm Isaac's theory. Standing in the center of the site, he tries to determine where the shots came from. Isaac begs him to fall back, but before Matthews can react, a gunshot rings out and he collapses, badly wounded in the abdomen. Desperate to help, Isaac sprints toward him in a zigzag pattern to avoid becoming a target. Just as he is about to reach Matthews, he is shot in the leg. With no choice, Isaac crawls behind a broken wall and takes cover. Matthews, barely conscious but alive, tells Isaac to call the base for backup. Isaac checks his leg wound. It's severe. He wraps a belt around it as a tourniquet, then grabs the radio bag to call for help. But the radio has no signal. The sniper destroyed the antenna. Matthews contacts Isaac again and urges him to find the sniper so he can fire back. But Isaac warns any movement will expose them. Using his knife, Isaac begins carving a hole into the wall so he can insert his scope. Rocks fall, injuring his hand. Matthews attempts to reach his rifle but passes out from blood loss. Not wanting to end up like Matthews, Isaac performs a painful self-surgery, digging the bullet out of his leg with a blade. After bandaging himself, he eventually passes out from pain and exhaustion. Sometime later, Isaac wakes to strange static in his earpiece. A man identifying himself as an officer from the base responds. Isaac quickly reports the situation and begs for medical supplies. But he becomes suspicious when the officer starts asking odd, unnecessary questions. Then the voice requests Isaac to stand up and fire into the air so helicopters can locate him. Something completely against standard protocol. Listening more closely, Isaac realizes the man's accent is not American. It is Juba, the sniper, who has hacked their radio frequency. Juba tries to trick him into revealing his location, but Isaac doesn't fall for it and confronts him. Instead of disconnecting, Juba starts asking personal questions, saying he wants to know Isaac better. Isaac tries the radio again, but it's still dead. Juba keeps pressing him with questions. When Isaac refuses to answer, Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again, betting on the chance he might still be alive. To buy time, Isaac agrees to talk and asks Juba to start. While listening, Isaac begins drawing a map of the site in the dirt, calculating bullet trajectories and estimating the sniper's position. Juba claims he's just an ordinary Iraqi trying to save his country. He asks about Isaac's family, but Isaac refuses, calling it too personal. He mocks Juba's logic, pointing out that he's killing people trying to build schools, pipelines, and infrastructure that could help Iraq. Juba laughs and replies that all the profit will end up back in the US anyway. As they talk, Isaac keeps refusing to share anything personal, and Juba grows annoyed, threatening again to shoot Matthews. Isaac no longer believes him. To prove his power, Juba reveals the name of the previous owner of Isaac's scope, and says that man is dead. He even quotes Matthews' earlier teasing. This means Juba has been listening to their conversations since they arrived. Through his scope, Isaac notices that one of the bodies still has a radio. He tries to drag the corpse closer using a piece of wood, but it's too far. He can't reach it without exposing himself. He next tries to drink from his water bottle, only to discover it's empty with a bullet hole in it. Juba admits he intentionally shot the bottle, the antenna, and Isaac's leg, on purpose, to trap him and make him die slowly while he listens. Isaac studies the bullet he removed from his leg and uses strategic questions to deduce what weapon Juba is using. When Isaac calls him a terrorist, Juba laughs again, saying Americans are the ones invading a foreign land with guns. While Juba talks, Isaac calculates and scans the site with his scope. Finally, he figures it out. Juba is hiding beneath a massive pile of trash. He's been hiding there in brutal desert heat for hours, a true professional. But Juba denies being the famous sniper, insisting he's just a normal Iraqi. Judging by his accent, Isaac guesses he's actually a former US soldier who turned traitor, but Juba denies that too, claiming he only kills when attacked first. In return, Isaac shares a story about meeting his best friend as a kid, and how they enlisted together as adults. But dehydration and exhaustion start overwhelming Isaac. He collapses as Juba describes stapling Isaac's tongue to his chest. Isaac then tries to trick him by placing his jacket and helmet on his rifle and lifting it above the wall. Juba doesn't fall for it. The helmet slips and falls outside the wall. Now Isaac has no protection for his head. The mistake breaks him, and he begins to cry. As more time passes, Isaac becomes desperate enough to take a dangerous gamble. He sprints toward another soldier's body, grabs his bag and radio, and rushes back to the wall while dodging Juba's rapid shots. Inside the bag, Isaac finds water and candy, which he devours immediately. But the radio is dead as well. Juba punishes the attempt by shooting the wall again, destroying Isaac's scope beyond repair. Suddenly, Isaac hears a disturbance in his earpiece and realizes it's Matthews. He's still alive. Isaac quickly shouts the sniper's location to him, and Matthews immediately picks up a piece of metal to use as a reflective surface so he can look toward the pile of garbage where the sniper is hiding. While Matthews moves painfully slowly to reach his rifle, Isaac keeps Juba distracted by making small talk. During their conversation, he learns that Juba used to be a teacher in Baghdad. When his students were killed during an American attack, he swore to take revenge. The wall Isaac is hiding behind, Juba reveals, is actually part of the ruins of that very school. Juba then asks Isaac why he keeps carrying his damaged scope. When Isaac refuses to answer, Juba threatens to shoot Matthews again. Desperate to protect him, Isaac finally admits he keeps the scope in memory of his old friend, who died because of a mistake Isaac made, a guilt he still carries heavily. Meanwhile, Matthews positions his rifle and blindly fires all his remaining bullets at the trash pile. Isaac fires his own weapon at the same time to make it sound like all the shots are coming from him. Just as Matthews is about to reload, Juba fires back and hits him in the shoulder. Isaac begs Matthews to crawl toward him for safety behind the wall, but when Isaac moves close to the edge to help, Juba shoots Matthews in the head. Isaac is forced to watch his friend die, and he finally breaks down, crying that he just wants to go home. Juba tells him that if he truly wants to leave, he will not shoot him, but Isaac is too skeptical to trust him. Later, Juba asks why Isaac is even still in Iraq if the war is already over. Isaac hesitates, then confesses the truth. He is there because he is the one who killed his old friend. He accidentally shot his previous sniper partner while trying to take down an enemy, and afterward he lied to everyone, claiming his partner had been killed by the insurgents. Suddenly, Isaac hears noise coming from the radio and rushes to check it. He's relieved to hear chatter, voices from other soldiers. But the relief is short-lived. The radio is too damaged for him to send any messages. Moments later, Juba joins the conversation Isaac is hearing, using Isaac's name to call for help. Isaac finally realizes what has been going on. Juba has been hacking American communications, impersonating soldiers in distress to lure rescue teams into ambushes and kill them easily through the element of surprise. Isaac shouts into the radio to try to interrupt, but no one can hear him. Sometime later, Isaac wakes up to the agonizing pain of a crow pecking at his leg wound. Realizing even the birds think he's dead, Isaac decides to take another risk. Using rope and a stick, he manages to retrieve Matthew's rifle and aims it at the trash pile. At that exact moment, American helicopters arrive, unknowingly revealing Isaac's location and walking straight into Juba's trap. Determined to save them, Isaac pushes against the wall until it collapses, creating a massive cloud of dust that blocks Juba's view. Taking advantage of the cover, Isaac opens fire on the trash pile, unsure if he hits anything. To confirm, Isaac finally stands up from cover, expecting a shot, but none comes. Shocked, he assumes he has indeed killed Juba. The helicopters land and immediately load Isaac onto a stretcher, giving him medical attention. Isaac tries to warn them about Juba, but the roaring of the rotors drowns his voice out completely. Suddenly, Juba opens fire again, killing the medical soldiers one by one before shooting the pilot. The helicopter spirals out of control, crashes to the ground, and explodes, instantly killing Isaac. In the end, Juba keeps his word. Isaac was never shot. And as the smoke rises, Juba once again hacks into US communication lines, pretending to be an American soldier calling for help, setting up his next deadly ambush. And that's a wrap on today's recap. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a plot twist. Got a movie you want recapped? Drop it in the comments below. This is DX Recaps. See you in the next one.